I have a call with a playground company. It is called Vine and Stock, and they make natural playgrounds. So playgrounds with like wood, making it look very organic, a part of nature, not like these plastic playground structures that we see at like typical parks and playgrounds. And going into this, I have a few questions. So the first question, don't mind me, I'm like kind of stressed out. I drank 1 cup of coffee and it's raging through my veins right now. So here's to more water. Cheers. Gotta ground myself for a moment. All of these structures that I'm wanting to build are very different than the typical playground structures. I want a mud kitchen. I want a mud kitchen, a sand pit, a water system. I want to build willow branch huts, which I don't think will be part of the playground build necessarily, but it's definitely something that I need to talk with them about. What the budget is, of course, because I need to kind of allocate resources, see if it's even like within the realm of possibilities. If we can do partnerships. In Sacramento, we have something called Urban Wood Rescue, and they rescue logs. So I could reach out to them. I could reach out to SMUD. I know SMUD has to chop down trees every once in a while if they're in the way of power lines. So things like that. And then also volunteers. I want to make sure that volunteers will be allowed to take part on the projects. We can put together a few like community call outs of, hey, today we're building willow branch huts. Hey, today we're, I don't know, working on the mud kitchen, or bring your pots and pans that you don't use anymore so that we can add it to the mud kitchen. Tomorrow I have a call with Sacramento Business Development Center, so I'm going to talk with them. I saw online that they do kind of like a mentorship style program. I'm not really sure what that looks like. And to see things from like a different perspective, to get different insights and thoughts, and if they've got connections that they can help me through would be amazing. And on the 15th, I have a meeting with the Sacramento County Planning and Development, Sacramento County and Planning and Development. So I've got a meeting with them. My main questions going into that meeting are zoning. So zoning is obviously very important, and whatever I build has to be properly zoned. So when looking for a piece of land, the struggle that I've been having is, you know, I might find a piece of land that fits the bill as far as visually with trees, the open space, enough land. But I have to take into consideration zoning. There's something called a community benefit, which is kind of like a special zoning. What information do they need to help classify this project as a community benefit project? Once I know whether or not the county will be behind my back, that's going to kind of open up a lot of doors as far as applying for grants, talking to investors, looking at plots of land. I feel like that's going to kind of help solidify a few things. So here we go. There we are. Hi.
It's a community gathering space, so
yeah,
it's for a public park, or?
It's not a public park. It's gonna have gardens. It's gonna have, you know, a workshop that people can rent out. It's gonna have a cafe. And then this is just gonna be like one aspect of the whole space that's underneath the umbrella of Growing Wild, which is the name of the business. So the goal is to have a space where both parents and kids can enjoy themselves simultaneously.
Will there be some community farming, things like that?
Yes, yeah. So we'll have like community programs and different workshops and things like that. But it's not technically going to be like a park. So the Sacramento Business and Development Centers should be calling soon. Hello?
Provide technical assistance to for-profit small businesses, and we do that through a lot of high-quality training and workshops, as well as we provide one-on-one professional and confidential business advising, the advising, and then I also have some resources that I can provide you with that is all for nonprofit assistance.
Okay.
So I will provide you with those at the end when we're done with all this.
Okay, so on the 15th, I have an appointment with Sacramento County, and I want to talk with them about what I'm putting together and what I'm wanting to create, and what I think will be helpful in boosting their support for what I'm doing is showing that there is community support behind what I'm creating. It's not just a me thing, it's a community desire and need. So one of the key features of Growing Wild is that the gardens are going to host field trips. I want to share about sustainability practices. And then we have the Pen Pal program that I'm putting together. So I want to send out emails to the local schools. I'm emailing schools in Carmichael, in Fair Oaks, and in Orangevale. And I'm looking up the schools in that area, and then I'm looking up the principals' information so I can send them an email. And basically, it's like a seeking interest sort of email. So letting them know what I'm putting together. I'll read you a snippet of what I put together so far. So this is for an elementary school. Hi, principal. My name is Laura, and I'm currently developing Growing Wild, a nature-inspired space that will serve children and families in the Sacramento County through outdoor learning, community gardening, and creative play. While we're still in the planning and funding phase, we're gathering community input to shape our offerings, and we would love to explore potential interest from schools like yours. Some of the early programs we're going to include are field trips that bring students to the garden for nature-based learning and play, and the Pen Pal program, which is an exchange between students and local seniors as in 65 plus, not seniors in high school, which promotes empathy, storytelling, and meaningful connection, bridging the generational gap. Would these kind of programs be of interest to your school community once we're operational? Expressing interest now helps us demonstrate demand as we apply for grants and work with the county. Thank you for your time. I'd be happy to share more if you like with, of course, my information.